Okay. I'm Erin, alcoholic.
Hey,
Erin.
I was voluntold to be here tonight, so I'm here. That's the best thing that happens in my sobriety is somebody tells me I need to show up, and I show up, and magical things happen. So my sobriety date is December 20th, 2015. I just celebrated 7 years. I've been super emotional lately and trying to figure out what that's about. And so this is my second time through the program. And so when I first got here, I was 19. Came through intervention. I was willing to do whatever it took to not have to live in my car anymore and make my family happy. And so I put all the substances away, and I did the bare minimum. I did the steps, some of them on the wall to the best of my ability at the time, and then started living life. And what happened to me in my 20s is I built this life, and what I found was that my real life and my program were two very separate things. I was in a relationship with somebody who was not in the program and didn't understand it and didn't really care and didn't really want to hear about it at home. And so I left my program in the rooms and didn't bring my friends home. And so at 7 years sober, when I was dying, I didn't have a solution. Here's why I'm so emotional about it is because the person, because I know that that's not true this time. When my solution was that I had to put a substance in my body because I couldn't stand to be in my own skin anymore, and it worked for a while, and then I burned my life to the ground and was off and running, and it took me a long time to get back here. And when I got back, I was doing all the things. Like, I was vowing that I wasn't going to drink, and then finding myself spending my last $20 on a fifth, and I'm not going to drink that tonight, and then all of a sudden it's gone, and the whole thing, and thinking, this cannot be me. This is not the person that I am, right? And so when I got here this time, I was willing to do whatever it takes to not live that way anymore and to not do what I did before. So I'm going to go back a little bit because the fact that God does for me what I can't do for myself has been evident in my life throughout. And me coming back was the biggest sign, because I had a moment on the 19th of December where I saw that I was dead inside. Like, I saw myself in the mirror and didn't recognize the person looking back at me. And at that moment, I was willing, but I didn't have the ability to call anybody. I didn't have the ability to say I need help. So the next day I got home, and my family, who's been sober and works the program, they were at my house. And, they were just like, we know. And obviously they knew, because bottles everywhere, and, we know. And are you ready? And little did they know, I was ready. I was ready in a way that I had not been ready a week before. If they had approached me a week before, I would have shut them down. And I went to my first meeting that day. And I cried uncontrollably through the whole meeting. I don't remember any of it. And the next day I met my sponsor, and she said, "Are you willing to do what it takes?" And I said, "Yes." And then, so we got to work, and we started doing the steps in the book, reading it page by page, underlining, highlighting, doing the work that I wasn't willing to do before. And then I met a friend who kind of put me in her pocket and said, come with me and I'll show you, I'll show you the way, and then you should come to this district meeting with me. And I said no. I went to a district meeting in my last sobriety, and that's not for me. I'm not doing that. And she's just like, "Come, there's ice cream. You'll be fine. just come." So I came for the ice cream. I left with a service position. And got connected in the program in another way that was even more profound and amazing in it, like just on another level. The connections and the sobriety and what I get out of being of service is it got me connected in a way that I definitely didn't experience before. And it helped me get over myself. Like, really, that's what it comes down to, is getting out of my own way to grow. Like, when I first started in service, I was like, I'm never gonna go to it quarterly. That's those people. It's not those people, it's us. And they're fine. Like, they sit on a podium, so they're scary until you talk to them, and it's fine. And then I was never going to talk on the microphone. Like, that was like a huge thing for me. And what I found is that applying the principles of the program and just doing what I'm told and being voluntold to do things and just saying yes, I grow in all aspects of my life just by being open to doing those things and continuing to do the work and go to meetings and talk to people and remain willing to grow and change and get over myself constantly, and there's some life. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm going to make it 15 minutes, but there's life stuff happening right now. Big changes that I didn't plan on. And they're amazing and good and wonderful, and there's nothing bad happening at all. It's like, but I'm in a space right now where I don't want to live on life's terms. Like, I'm stomping my feet like the little kid and going, I don't wanna, this was not my plan. And, people pat me on the head and go, hi, yeah, go ahead and make plans, that's fun. But, I get to be uncomfortable and surrender, and it's good for me to remember that, at 7 years sober, I can feel like I am back at 30 days. Like, I have to keep going back to the basics and remember that I'm powerless and that everything's in God's hands, in God's time. And when I can remember that and live in that space, everything's amazing. So I think I'm out, Brad. Thank you.